And we are live.
Ayo, it's time to go. Yeah, you know what it is. Get into it. Don't act like you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's on.
Oh boy, I love that ending. I have to say, I love that ending. What's up? Welcome, everyone. Welcome to What Happens When a Mother and Son Make Sense Out of Nonsense.
Plus more. This is a show, little video podcast about spirituality, our growth, our tools, what happened this week, and where we are, and what's going on.
And I have to say that we are very interesting.
We are both very interesting, and together we're very, very interesting. Or at least we
Almost,
like to think so.
I know so. Almost too interesting. Get it?
All right. So if you are just joining us, we did carry a topic from last week, which was making fun of our carrots, finding lightheartedness. By our carrots, we mean by our egos, temptations to just really latch on and take control of our whole identity. And can we find some humor in that? So we're going to be talking about that very, very soon. We also do words of the day, words of the week. I'll go ahead and get started. This is a word that relates to my birthday yesterday, and the word is festivity. Festivity refers to a joyous celebration, event, or gathering marked by lively activities, entertainment, or rituals. It can be described both on occasion, like a holiday or party, and the general atmosphere of enjoyment. Synonyms: merriment, rejoicing, jubilation, revelry, gaiety. Sentence using festivity. The festivity of the summer solstice gathering filled the air with laughter, music, and the sound of clinking glasses under the warm evening sky.
Jesus Christ, I thought we were writing a book. These words of the day definitions are getting long, coincidentally. But before I go on, I want to share, like and subscribe, like and
Speaking of
subscribe.
books, speaking of writing books,
Well, but like and subscribe first. And I'm waiting for my sponsor, Voss, my future sponsor, Voss Water, the wetter, better water. And everybody knows that wetter water is better. Voss Water, contact me. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. My word starts with an F too. No, not that word. Fortuitously. Fortuitously, which is fortunate. Fortunate is lucky, means by chance or accident. Like this show started accidentally, but it's becoming fortuitously. No, that doesn't even make sense. A rock falling on your head is an accident, but dollar bills falling on your head is fortuitous. So lucky by chance, fortuitously. Thank you.
what a great words. We've switched because I remember you choosing basic words that everybody knew in the beginning, and then now I seem to be choosing the more basic words, and yours are words I haven't heard before. I really like that word. I may have heard it before.
Oh,
I'm fortuitous about hearing it.
oh, well, that doesn't make sense, but I'm going to let that pass. So well, you know what? I don't know if it makes sense or not, but I actually have two words of the day, and I was inspired by what you said this week. The word is posthumously. Posthumously, and you made a statement. We were talking about our greatness.
Again,
Yeah, I didn't mean to laugh. Our greatness, and then you made a comment. I hope that all of this all of my not verbatim, but my accolades and my attention and in my achievements don't happen posthumous posthumous what
What?
posthumously.
Posthumously. No, I did make that statement, and I'm very serious. And just to sum it up, it's the quote unquote success. I hope my success doesn't come posthumously, meaning after I'm left this body, and because I know that everyone's journey is very, very different, and sometimes people get more famous after they've died, or their paintings are finally sold, or their movies are watched, or they're written books about them. I mean, it happens all the time. So I just think it would be a really funny but not so funny joke from God to make my success come posthumously.
Well, and also there's a lot of football awards getting into the football Hall of Fame, baseball Hall of Fame posthumously. So these people, their relatives and their family shows up, but they're long gone dead. But I want to throw this out at you. So my success, I'm going to challenge that and say, what is this judgment? What is this meaning of success? What does that mean to you? Are you on a road to until I get to this road, until this achievement happens, then I'm not successful? Because I contend, and your birthday was yesterday, you're 40. By the way, the ladies in my class, their children are 58, 45. And thank you. You're the youngest of the people that I know, 40. So I felt a little young today. But back to the question, success. What are you waiting to feel? What are you waiting for your life to look like?
Great. Well, really good question, and it's a stumper. You stumped me because I'm not really, when you get right down to it, I'm not really waiting to feel anything. I'm not waiting for my life to look any different than it does today. So it's a good question, and you call me out on this a lot. And this is one of my carrots. The success for this story of money, of accolades from other people, of a large amount of people, the big home to reflect it, the clothes, the food, all of these things, and all of these people, all of these external forces telling me that I'm worthy, that I'm good enough, that I'm making an impact and just creating a story around me. So it's really a story feeding a story, and I can see my carrot being, well, I've got to make this story come true.
And I love that. So now you're defining what a carrot is, and it is, a carrot is personal to the individual. And so make the story come true. But I listen, this isn't your mother talking. This is RLN. If you're dissatisfied in the present moment, I guarantee you will be dissatisfied in all future moments, whether you have all the stuff. Do I have to remind everybody of Will Smith's article in GQ magazine before the infamous slap heard round the world? It was November 2021. He says, I have everything. World famous, connections, global, money, family. At the time he said loving family, but I'm not happy. He had everything. So that's a clue. Listen, I'm 69, but don't tell anybody, with a 40-year-old son. But this success and this feeling, I'm done with letting the world tell me, or letting the program world tell me that I ain't a success right now. And what is, I don't even like that word success.
Well, the success, I know that kind of rubs me the wrong way too, because success doesn't feel like a nature word, doesn't feel universal, God-like word. It feels very man-made, three-dimensional word. And what I really want, and what you brought up with Will Smith's declaration of happiness, of peace in this moment. And that doesn't relate to the things outside of me that I can't control. And it doesn't even really relate to things going on in me, including my thoughts and feelings. It's not just an emotion. It's an energetic feeling. Yeah, it's actually hard to describe because it's not an emotion. It's something deeper than an emotion. It's another layer. And that's really what I'm wanting. And then the story that is such a dangling carrot for me is if I get at this success, then I will achieve that deep peace. And doesn't doesn't work that way.
In fact, it's false. That's a false statement. No, there's no, not at all. I mean, do we have to go down the list?
No.
No.
No, we don't have to go down the list. In fact, it's actually a deterrent. It does the exact opposite. It takes away my peace. So, speaking of things taking away my peace, I want to. No, I'm not going to talk about you for now.
Oh,
But no, going back to my birthday, there's something that really interesting that happened yesterday that I feel trickles of today, but it's just not quite the same. Is really having a very, very strong sense of that peace yesterday. I was so confident and trusting and just very clear that that peace was undisruptible yesterday by any person, place, thing, event, situation. And not that I really didn't, yesterday happened to be pretty smooth overall as far as those external things. But there's always something, even when it's smooth, to be irritated at or that's not quite my preference. And it's just something about my perspective about yesterday was I really like that determination to stay very close to that deep peace that I want to keep going today. Not because it was.
well,
I think there was the story of the birthday, so I had this fire to do that. It felt important to do that, and I want my peace to be important every day, like that.
yes. However, how about this? Peace can be found in the middle of a storm. So looking for this is RLN talking. So looking for things that peace can be found anywhere at any time, even in the middle of a health crisis or financial crisis or family crisis. It's not it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. And I'm going to give you a homework assignment. You know, I teach the Truth About Happiness classes. This is my 6th semester, and I give them homework assignments every week. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. This isn't your mother, so you can't get irritated. Well, you can get irritated, RLN. A homework assignment is to practice being mindful and aware when you use that word my. Uh-oh.
There's nothing to be scared about. I like homework assignments. There was no due date. There was no, I don't feel any pressure. It feels very simple. And listen, I like an assignment here, and I didn't ask for one, but I'm open to one, and I will get back to you next week on my assignment.
On the assignment.
Good call. Well, that's one. Very good. Well, thank you for helping me with my homework. And it's very
With
exciting
my
because I get,
homework, with the homework.
uh-huh.
Because this identifying with my thoughts, my stories, my. Well, which my are you? My. There's no such thing.
Right. Well, I really appreciate the help on the homework. And and well, I don't look forward to it. So something's looking forward to it next week. And it's not me, but someone's looking forward to giving you an assignment as well. I'll keep
Well,
you posted.
good luck with that. And so next week's homework assignment, you just gave it to me as be mindful of using the word my. Also, next week's homework assignment is be mindful of using the word I. Okay, let's move on.
Oh, I have one for you already. I have a good one. Yours is very similar and it's simple. You're gonna really love it. Your
Uh-oh,
assignment is to notice
not to laugh.
is no, well, we'll work on laughing next month. Is to notice when you say the word you.
What?
You heard me. That's right. You. Mm-hmm. And I'll help you during the show today.
Thank ye.
Nice.
Get it? Okay. Well, I want to bring up a funny. This is something light, and just heads up because you are my son. You see right here, I have a pimple brewing. I'm 69 years old and I still get pimples. So I just want to give you a welcome to your future. I did have something fried, which may have something to do with it. Pimples even at 69. And can we go back into our trauma of our pimples and how it's different now?
Yeah, that's a really, really good topic. And I have a goddamn pimple brewing too. And it's my, you can't really even see it on the video, thank God. But it is on my nose. It's on the tip of my nose. Not the
Oh, I
tip,
see
but
that. I see it. It's huge.
yeah, and I was thinking, I said, oh God, okay, so this was about 3 days ago. I'm washing my face and feel a little bump on my nose, and I'm thinking, what in the hell? I have a pimple brewing here and my birthday and blah blah blah, and it's a really good topic because I have had a lot of trauma, what I would call trauma and drama around pimples. And I think that's really just my spiritual path. I think that's just part of my journey. It's not a part of everyone's journey in that way, but it was and is a part of mine. And I was thinking about pimples as a kid and growing up and how much importance and seriousness I gave it, and how I for me, a pimple is it's a blemish on my character. I associate it with I did something wrong. It's a shame. It's a shameful thing. And everyone can see my shame. And it feels so I feel so exposed, and I feel so guilty, and they can't even focus on me, and it's just a shame thing around it. So I think where I'm at today in this pimple on my nose, which I believe is going down, I mean,
It's
there's
not.
another, it's not, that's another topic, just how to even deal with it, but is not associating the shame with it, that shame story.
This is really big. Now you're reminding me, Nathan, as your mother, though, you put toothpaste on it when you go to sleep. Toothpaste
No,
dries it.
no, but I do have it is a cream that I got specifically for pimples. I think it actually works really well. It just,
Oh,
yeah, I've been using
okay.
it, and I only use a little bit of it, but it does help.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, toothpaste just dries it up instantly. But I want to go back to, because now we're circling around to something that you said at the beginning of the show, which is carrot. And so those carrots, those triggers, those buttons, I have my own carrots. I got so many carrots that when I say carrot, something that triggers Rebecca, something that Rebecca doesn't like. Hold on a second. I wrote this down. When you live from the level of the human ego, the person, the human being, you will always find some problem to fix. And Rebecca has a lot of issues and likes and dislikes and preferences. And I'm just mindful of her and her ways. Nothing wrong, no hating on her, but I am not that. I am not Rebecca.
Yeah. Well, you're right. It is a carrot, and when you get down to it, and we don't get wrapped up in the details of it. It's just another thing that my ego is identifying with, that is pulling my focus and perspective away from my peace. And the pimple is a carrot because it just is one of my carrots. It's just one of those temptations to really pull me out. And I want to say, you asked me with the toothpaste and I have this cream. I think the other important part of how I work with the pimples today is, okay, I have it. What do I do with it? I can add this cream and then be done with it. Because when I was younger, it was an obsession with not only what it was doing, what I thought it was doing to my energy and feeling, but also trying to control it. And it would drive me crazy trying to control these pimples, drying it out, blow drying. I even remember going to Vegas and visiting grandma and gramps, or anytime we went to Vegas and feeling like I was focused on the pimples. Like, thank God we're going to Vegas, because so it could clear up my face. I mean, just an obsession, and then looking at it and checking it, and then different. And it's so interesting how less, much less doing it heals it so much faster.
So now you're talking about growth and just how how growth comes, especially when I'm just speaking for myself, especially when my focus, my commitment, my priority is maintaining and sustaining, or being aware of my contentment, peace, contentment. That's number one. And all this other shit has to be number 150. And when my number one, when I'm rooted in peace, rooted in the contentment, that's it. Even even above you, as you know, my son, all this other shit just has fallen by the wayside. And in fact, I have a quote from Eckhart Tolle. Well, this is about being in the present moment. So he says most humans are never fully present in the now, because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one. But then you miss your whole life, which is never not now.
That's really, really deep. And I like that word important. And really, when it comes down to the present moment and this peace we're talking about, that is where the peace is in the moment. And all of the quote unquote success that I'm chasing, or the outside things, none of that is in the moment. And when I like that word importance too, because it feels so important. These things can feel so important. And when I look back, one thing that helps me, when we look back, we have so many examples, stories of peace and growth. I look at a picture of a time when I had a pimple, or I just had this pimple that was wrecking my focus. And I look back at a picture, and it's so much smaller when I look back than how my perspective of it in that moment. So it's just we talk about making things serious, making things so important that,
Well,
yeah.
no, I'm glad you brought that up, because in my latest book, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth, it's on Amazon. I list 56 program behaviors that subtract from your contentment, from your happiness. And you haven't read it yet, have you? No, you
I'm
lived
living
it.
it. Yeah.
There are three levels: level one, level two, level three. And the third level is thinking anything is serious, thinking anything is important. And Nathan, I have to tell you that when Rebecca gets off, or when she pops her little head out, and she's making an appearance, something's serious and something's important.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I know that's right for me. And as far as your book goes, I have just segueing into a different topic of just books and reading, but I'm getting more into audiobooks just to get some books out of this home. And the audiobooks is digital. Then I can also listen to books in the car, which is nice as I'm in California, so I'm driving. So that's a nice way to take in books. So please let me know if and when you have an audio version of your book. I know a lot of authors read their own books, and I would be willing to read some of your book too for audio book.
What?
I think that would be a fun. I mean, I think I would be good at being a reader for audiobooks, but yeah.
Okay. So, and I am going to be doing that. I want to video myself
Oh,
reading my book. So
that's
I want a video and also audio, but I will definitely, and I do have that plan to have that done within, 1-2 months at the latest. Because a lot of people are asking me, "Do you have an audio book yet?" No, I have. Number one, I have to read my own book, and number two, I have to have a video of me reading my own book.
I love that. I forgot you said video of you reading your own book. I like that.
Yes. Did I tell you about Mr. Coffee at the gym?
No.
This is a little drama at the gym. I'm at the gym every morning at 6 a.m. And there are two people. There's one woman. Her name, I call her Miss Jeremy, because she's. I tell you this about the germaphobe?
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, wipe your machine. Yeah, I remember you
Yeah,
telling me
yeah.
that.
Yes. So this one woman, when I say germaphobe, I don't mean it judgmentally. I'm just describing. So get off my back. Keep the emails, keep the hate mail to yourself. I'm just describing. And some people are just more particular. And so this gentleman, I call him Mr. Coffee. He was in the gym coughing and hacking away, coughing and hacking. And she would look at him. And then finally she went to the front desk and she complained. She says he should be wearing a mask. I didn't tell you that.
You did tell me that. I thought you said Mr. Coffee, like the drink, not coughing.
Well, I call him Mr. Coffee because he's coughing.
That makes sense. But yes, I
Thank
remember
you.
if she goes to the front desk. Yes.
So anyway, the bottom line is, uh, this Mr. Coffee is shunned by a lot of people at the gym. I can tell people don't talk to him, and I talked to him. I saw him this morning, and before the doors were open, 3 minutes before 6 a.m. So Mr. Coffee was there, and he said, "What is your name again?" I think I'm the only one that talks to Mr. Coffee, and I said, "It's Pancake," and he said, "What?" I said, "Pancake. My name is Pancake." And he said, "What again?" "What?" And I said, "You heard me."
That's so funny. I love when I hear what you heard me in real life or I hear it on a TV show. It always makes me laugh and always makes me think of you.
Yes,
Well,
because
you
that's
didn't
one of
tell me.
our.
That's one of our jokes, one of our ongoing jokes. You'll hear it a lot if you're into us and you're following the show. I didn't know that part of the story where you talk to him though, and you're befriending the shunned person at the gym, which I can relate to, and one thing there is something in me that I do like to converse with all kinds, any kinds, make an effort, people off the beaten trail, and then I also can get wrapped up in those people. So it's just about me feeling my way out and not trying to be some kind of superhero, but also yeah, making the rounds.
Well, I wanted to add to the story. So, Miss Jeremy, she shuns Mr. Coffee and can't stand him. I mean, just literally hates. And so she knows that. I mean, she's seen me talk to Mr. Coffee. So when I come in, most people say good morning, but she walks right by me every single morning because I'm on the elliptical every single morning without eye contact and doesn't say one word. And then she, "Oh, hi, Suzanne. Oh, hi, Frank. Oh, hi, Joe." But walking by me,
That's
I get
funny.
poisoned. And so yesterday, I said good morning to her because now we're in a different section. I said, "Good morning." Good morning. Good morning. It was painful. Now this is the conclusion. She said that to me because she wasn't inspired to say it another way, but it had nothing to do with Mr. Coffee. It had nothing to do with me talking to Mr. Coffee. It just that's all she was inspired. That's all she was inspired to do with that energy. Because my the ego scratched my Rebecca's ego went right into, oh, she just does it because I talked to Mr. Coffee. But see, even that story, as good as it sounds, as much evidence as I have, that's not why she talked. That's not why she said good morning to me like that. That's what I'm talking about when I say really paying attention and being aware of those stories. My ego thinks it knows everything. What about yours?
Yeah, same thing. My ego thinks it knows everything. My ego thinks it's smart, that it's some kind of psychiatrist, scientist, expert of human behavior, and an empath. I mean, even the empath can get a little bit on the story side. And I love what you said about because it sounds like it could be true. It sounds like maybe she does not like you, and maybe she does because you're in an alliance with Mr. Coffee, and then she's, shunning the alliance. But the thing is, it's like we talk about the present moment. Even if it was true, it's still moment to moment, and maybe it's different in another moment, and maybe it's only a little piece of everything going on. There's so much going on, and I think my ego, when I get really down to it, is so blown away at how little it knows about the universe and about even Earth, about what's going on, the government and other people. It's so blown away. It can't even swallow the fact that how little it knows. So it's trying to think, oh yeah, I know this, and I'm gonna prove that I know something, and it will just never work.
It's painful. Rebecca's ego, and you said my, so that's one strike. Rebecca's ego is it pains it to say, no, you don't know. And not only does Rebecca not know, but Rebecca is not at peace with not knowing. It's a whole thing, Nathan. And I'm telling you, I know why this relative didn't call, this one didn't act this way, all of it. And I'm here to put the scratch that, the ego on notice. You know nothing. You know less than nothing. And the more I practice putting a spotlight on the ego, Rebecca's ego, the less power it has. It feeds on knowing. It feeds on thinking it knows. I'm starving it. It's on life support.
Hmm. Yeah, I hear that, and when what my practice is giving the ego its time to do its thing. Well, I know this, and I know this, and Nathan, let me tell you about this, and I just have something more to say. Okay, I'm going to give the ego some airtime, and then I'm going to turn off the air. The ego, then we're going to be done, and that's not up to the ego. And the ego is going to pout and get upset and try to throw it back on me, try to use some spirituality on me, trying to just do everything it can so that it can control this vehicle. But the ego is not in control, and that's up to me. Me being my spiritual, grounded, universal, godlike self. So, and then the bonus points, this is extra credit because you gave me an assignment, and then there's always extra credit. My extra credit is doing it in a loving way, kind way. I hear you, ego, yes, blah, blah, blah. Doing it with a hug, doing it with a smile, doing it with a joke, but still turning off the channel.
Speaking of which, we did all of this. Can we get back to the carrot? Because our assignment with each other was how can I practice laughing at my carrots because I can definitely laugh at your carrots. And you can definitely laugh at my carrots. So how can I practice more laughing at my how can I practice when Rebecca gets triggered with customer service, which just happened a couple of days ago? And I said, I'm conscious, but see this tendency to get triggered, the awareness of being triggered with all, let me just say 99.9% of customer service. What was it I called? Oh, I called Apple. I called Apple because when you send me videos or you send me pictures, it has that Nathan on top, that Nathan, or when I send you videos, and I don't want to, I don't like that. It gets in front of the video. I mean, it's like a caption on the video. So I called Apple to see how do you get that off, which I do have a solution. But then of course I get this one person who's not from this country, can't understand them, but I hang in there, and he says, "Oh, I can help you. I can help you. I can help you." What? What did you? What? I can help you. Really? I said, okay. I hung in there because I'm practicing, and then finally, of course, at the end of the call, which was what 10 minutes later. Oh, I don't think there's a solution because usually I just go right into connect me with the senior tech person in America, please. But I hung in there, and of course, the senior tech helped me. So every time, how can I laugh? This is my question to you, Nathan. How can I laugh when I'm at the when Rebecca is bothered and triggered by these goddamn customer service people? Why is that funny to you and it's not funny to Rebecca?
Ooh, really good, really good. I just the only answer that's coming to me first is how can I laugh? It's being willing to laugh. And I like that word willing to laugh because it's not funny in that exact moment, but there's a I'm open. I'm open to it being funny somehow. Please, anybody, God, something help me. I'm open to it. Because if I'm not open to it, it's I'll have, you're one of the funniest people I know, and you come in
One
here.
of
Yeah, one of the funniest people I know.
who's funnier than me?
Well, I can't. Well, I refuse to say you're the funniest person I know.
Why?
Well, I don't want to rank everybody, and you have your funny moments and you have your duds just like everybody else.
I having duds doesn't mean that I'm still not the funniest
Now
person.
that's true. That's true. I mean, do you have to be the funniest person I know to be funny?
Yes. No,
Oh,
not
well,
to
that's
be
too
funny.
bad.
No, not to be funny, but I do have to rank the funniest person that you know.
We should look at that. I'm going to make that your second assignment for the week to dive
What was
deeper
my
into that.
what was my first assignment because I didn't write it down?
That sounds like you. That's okay. It's not the first time I've had students like you in class. Your first assignment was to notice your use.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. Well, back to being the funniest. Come on, Nathan. Who's funnier than me that you know?
Well, let's dive deeper into that that's for next week. So, yeah, and witness, oh, yeah, be willing, and then also I think the witness word is important here because you said your carrots are funny to me, carrots funny to you. Sometimes I'm able to pretend that you're witnessing me in the moment when you're
What?
not there. Like if I'm in the car going getting angry at some old man and a dog crossing the street
Too slow.
way too slow. Way too slow and way too self-righteous. Like, oh, we're waiting for you now when I could have gone and we could have all made this. I could have gone, then you go, and then everybody's happy. So now, I mean, crazy.
if you're just listening to this, my mouth is hanging open when he said some old righteous man, an old guy with a dog walking across the street. Now that's funny. That
There's so many self-righteous, self-entitled, selfish, arrogant pedestrians. It makes me sick.
well, this is going to make you sicker. Everything that you label someone else, you're really talking about yourself.
Oh, so just so you know, that was two U's, so you can that's
Oh,
just a little assistance for your next assignment.
touche.
Anyway, anyways,
You say, not touche, you say.
my shay. Yeah, so I'm in the car getting angry at a dog, getting angry at someone. If I imagine that you're there with me, then that can help lighten me up. Because we've been together so many times where I'm triggered, carrots are happening, and we are keeping each other. We're not even doing anything, we're just witnessing each other. That's happened a lot. And I feel calmer because I'm with you. Or I feel more able to laugh because I'm with you.
Well, that happened. This is the last time we visited when you were in Las Vegas and we were both triggered trying to get the Uber, get the Lyft driver, and then and we did a whole video on it, which is really really funny about look at her. She's got her phone every 2 seconds checking. Where's Trevor's code? Where's Trevor's code? Where's Trevor code? This will be the last time I ever follow her around. Trust me, this is the last time. What kind of 40-year-old man following a senior citizen? Oh, that was hysterical.
That was all funny. It was funny from you, funny from me, and we were fretting for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then we jumped right into that humor and to me it's just one way of working it out, shaking it out. I can do it with humor, I can do it with crying, I can do it with journaling, I can do it with being reflective just by myself, but laughing and making light of it, especially with someone else, is one way of doing it, and it's one of my favorite ways.
Well, and that gives me another reason. It gives you another reason. I said you another reason to move closer to your mother.
Yes, well, we've been talking. I'll let you guys in on a little insight. But yes, it's just becoming clearer and clearer to me uh, about how my life is really following in my mother's footsteps and everything I do and my character, my personality, my growth, all not only becoming her, but getting close to her, literally moving in with her, talking to her more. It's really I think of it as slightly tragic, but it's just one of those things, my life path.
I would say that it's very fortuitously,
Very
very fortuitous that you do that, and the sooner the better.
the sooner and the closer the better. Well, that could be fortuitously, and yeah, you're right. Why not look at it like a festivity instead of a funeral?
Wow! As he drinks, I now that was the best. What a great way mic drop to end on. And, oh my God. That was the lowest of the low and the
Lowest of the
funniest of the
low.
funny. Yes, it was good. But see, there's evidence all around. There's evidence all around. You look this way, you look that way, you look up, you look down, you look right, you look left, you look all around,
It's always
and
it comes back to you.
it
You're
always
you're the
leads
you're
to your
the
mother.
wisest person I know. You're the smartest person now. You're the funniest person. I All roads lead back to your mother. That's going to be the title of my first book.
all roads lead. All roads lead. You're going to use that. You have to use that word. All roads lead to my mother.
Yes. It's actually not a
I
bad title for my why not just write it? Why not just roll with it?
Thank you. That's what I've been saying. Let's go, and I'll write your forward for you.
Thank you. Why not?
And with that,
With that being said,
wow, that was funny, Nathan.
yeah, that was a good little climax to
Oh,
our show.
all roads lead back to your mother. Let's say it together. All roads lead back to my mother.
There. Well, if you're listening, thanks. See you next time, suckers.
Hey, it's time to go. Yeah. You know what it is. Get into it. Don't act like you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's on. Now let's listen.